What if the secret to a record-breaking tomato harvest this season wasn't sitting on a shelf at your garden center? Not in a bottle, not in a bag of synthetic fertilizer, and definitely not in whatever trending grow formula social media is pushing this week. The answer is something your great-grandmother probably knew, something ancient, and something that works through a biological mechanism so elegant it still surprises researchers today. We're talking about marigolds, but not in the way most gardeners think about them. Not as decoration, as a weapon. The silent guardian. Right now, if you've got tomatoes in the ground, there is a war happening underneath your soil that you cannot see. Root knot nematodes are microscopic roundworms, and they bore directly into your tomato roots, forming swollen knots that strangle the plant's ability to pull water and nutrients from the soil. You won't even know they're there until your plants start wilting on a warm afternoon, even when the soil is wet. By that point, the damage is already done. For decades, gardeners reached for chemical nematicides, toxic, expensive compounds that don't just kill nematodes. They sterilize the entire soil food web, wiping out the beneficial fungi and bacteria your tomatoes actually depend on to thrive. You fix one problem and quietly create 5 others underneath your feet. In 2026, that approach is outdated. We know better. The biological first model doesn't just manage pests, it builds a garden that defends itself. And the most underused, most powerful tool in that model costs about $2 at any nursery. We're in the middle of June right now, which means if you haven't planted marigolds alongside your tomatoes yet, you are running out of the optimal deployment window. Let's fix that today. Unlocking the Thiophene chemical shield. Here's what makes marigolds genuinely different from every other companion planting suggestion you've ever heard. Their roots secrete a compound called alpha-terthienyl. It belongs to a class of sulfur-containing organic molecules called thiophenes, and when it enters the surrounding soil, it acts as a natural biocide targeted specifically at soil-borne pathogens, including root knot nematode larvae. Think of it as a chemical kill zone radiating outward underground. Research has shown that a single well-established marigold plant creates a protective halo in the soil roughly 12 to 18 inches in every direction. That's the area where nematode populations are measurably suppressed. If you space your marigolds correctly, those halos overlap, and you end up with a continuous underground barrier running beneath your entire bed. What's even more striking is that marigolds don't repel nematodes passively, they actually attract them. Nematode larvae move toward marigold roots, enter the root tissue, and then cannot complete their life cycle inside the plant. The marigold is functioning as a trap crop, drawing the pest in and then killing it inside. That is not a deterrent. That is a biological ambush running 24 hours a day without any input from you. AERIL defense and the hoverfly attraction. The protection doesn't stop at the soil line. Above ground, marigolds are running a completely separate defense operation through their blooms. French marigolds and African marigolds, both excellent choices for this approach, produce specific nectar profiles that are extraordinarily attractive to hoverflies. Hoverflies look like small bees, they are completely harmless to humans, and their larvae are aggressive predators of aphid colonies. A single hoverfly larva can consume hundreds of aphids before it pupates. When you plant marigolds throughout your tomato rows, you're essentially building a standing recruitment center for these predators right inside your garden. The color spectrum matters here too. The yellow to orange range of marigold blooms falls squarely within the visual frequency that pollinators and beneficial insects are most drawn to. You're not just planting a flower, you're setting up a visual landing beacon that keeps beneficial insects patrolling your tomato canopy from early summer all the way through first frost. That continuous insect traffic also dramatically improves your pollination rates, which directly translates into more fruit set per plant across the whole season. Strategic interplanting tactics. Now let's talk placement, because where you put these marigolds matters just as much as whether you plant them at all. If your tomatoes are already in the ground, you don't need to disturb anything. You're going to weave marigolds into the existing rows. When you're digging the transplant holes, stay at least 8 inches away from your nearest tomato stem to avoid cutting into established feeder roots. Go straight down with a narrow trowel, drop your marigold in, firm the soil, and water it in gently. The marigold root system is not aggressive. It will not compete with your tomatoes for moisture or nutrients at this spacing. The goal is a layout that puts a marigold within 12 to 15 inches of every tomato plant. The simplest pattern for most home gardeners is alternating down the row. 1 tomato, 1 marigold, 1 tomato, 1 marigold, and then a second row of marigolds running parallel along the outer edge of the entire bed. That border row is important. It's the first line of defense against nematodes migrating in from surrounding soil. For the plant ratio, use 1 marigold per tomato as your starting minimum. If your bed is wide enough to have a center corridor between rows, run a third line of marigolds through the middle as well. You want those chemical halos to blanket every square foot of soil your tomato roots will eventually reach by August. One pruning step most people skip. As your marigolds fill out, watch for any foliage that starts crowding the lower tomato clusters. Trim the marigold stems that push into the tomato's airflow zone at the base, but always leave every flower head fully intact. The blooms are doing the aerial work. You want maximum flower density, just manage so the two plants aren't stealing light from each other. Long-term resilience and soil legacy. Here's the part most gardening videos skip entirely, and it's genuinely the most valuable piece of this whole system. The thiophene secretions from marigold roots don't vanish when the season ends. They persist in the soil organic matter. Studies tracking garden plots over consecutive seasons have shown that beds which included marigolds in year 1 carry measurably lower nematode pressure into year 2, even without replanting marigolds a second time. The biological effect accumulates season over season. You are not just protecting this year's tomatoes, you are building a soil legacy that will benefit your 2027 harvest before it even begins. When your marigolds finish blooming in the fall, don't bag them. Cut the plants down at the base and lay the biomass directly on the bed as a mulch layer. The decomposing plant material continues releasing thiophene compounds as it breaks down through winter, and the added organic matter feeds your soil microbiome during the cold months. By the time you're starting seeds next spring, that bed will be biologically richer and chemically defended at the same time. For ongoing monitoring through this season, check your marigolds every week. You want to see consistent active flowering because that's your visual indicator the plants are healthy and producing root secretions at full capacity. If a marigold stops blooming and goes leggy, it's either getting shaded out by the tomatoes above it, it's sitting in compacted soil, or it needs a light application of phosphorus to push it back into bloom mode. Catching that early keeps your entire aerial and underground defense system running at full strength through the whole summer. This season, give your tomatoes a partner that punches above its weight class in every direction. Underground, it sterilizes nematodes and traps pathogens. Above ground, it pulls in the predators that clean up your aphid pressure and supercharges your pollination. $2, a single afternoon of interplanting, and a little attention each week. That is the full investment. The return is a harvest that doesn't get ambushed by invisible soil invaders, doesn't get stripped bare by pest outbreaks, and doesn't rely on chemicals that quietly destroy the very ecosystem you're trying to grow food in. Plant the marigolds now. Let the biology do what it has always done.